All right, welcome back to Weekend Smile, guys. So it's International Men's Day, and so we want to discuss the positive influence men can have on the society and the challenges that they do face. So with us in studio are Ramon Murray and Managing Director of Murray Media Jamaica. He is that managing director for Murray Media Jamaica, and Kevin Sean Hamilton, founder and CEO of DJ Power Productions. You must have seen his face somewhere already.
Yeah, I was wondering.
Yeah, nobody cannot cross it.
Listen.
Stay at home refixes. Gentlemen, how are you?
We're good. We're good.
Well, happy International Men's Day.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, okay.
Awesome.
Okay,
Feels good to have you on day, doesn't it?
Yeah, yes, finally. Yeah.
Praise the Lord.
Oh my gosh. Now, well, let's get into the conversation. We're talking about men. Let's start with traditional men and the modern man. What does that look like?
One's traditional, one's modern.
Wow.
Give it to the men. Sorry, yes.
I think that oftentimes people look at the traditional man as somebody who is supposed to provide, somebody who is supposed to be that staple of the household. And I don't think that's very different from the modern man.
Okay.
I think the modern man should still provide those values. But I think oftentimes the traditional man is also supposed to be macho and, not have any feelings and not cry, not feel any way. But I think what's happening now, we're seeing a transition where men are now seeing the need to be more in touch with their feelings, because it's so important to process those feelings. Because oftentimes that macho-ness and that anger that we would have probably seen growing up from other men was just fear masking as anger.
I want to pass around the offering plate and that one. My God.
And one thing with the traditional man that we see with the modern man now, whereas the traditional man would provide, modern men, as Raman said, we still have to provide, but how we provide is different. Back in the day, the traditional man, they would go out to work all day and come home and, they make sure that their pay is secure. But nowadays, some of the modern men, they can work from home and still provide.
Yeah.
So I think there has been a shift, there has been a change in how we provide, in how we secure the family and, everybody else around us.
Yeah, and does the modern man also ask that his partner help in that provision role, that responsibility? Is it no requirement? No, because, the traditional man would be like, no, you be the stay-at-home wife or mom and I'll take care of everything. Is the modern man now asking that the woman should also contribute?
This is a very touchy subject. What I've always said is whatever suits you.
Okay.
Whatever suits the relationship that you have with your partner. If it is that you bring home 100%, then that is what you do. If it's 50, 70, 30, whatever it is, just have that conversation with your partner. Make sure that they understand, you understand, and at the end of the day, it works. Okay. So whatever works for you.
Do you find there to be any pushback or flack or criticism, probably because you guys are trying to do it differently from what your fathers or your grandfathers did, being more emotional, talking about your feelings more, your mental health and stuff like that? That was probably a little bit taboo, probably, or like you said, fear to talk about that.
I think that what happens is community makes such a big difference. And so a lot of the pushback that you would get is because those men don't have that community. And so what I found in my own personal life is that inviting them in that community where they see other men doing that, because they probably haven't seen it before. A lot of men probably have never seen a man older than them cry.
Yeah.
A lot of men probably haven't seen a man older than them say, yo, I'm struggling with this. And so if you've never seen it before, and then your son is now here bawling and struggling with something and telling you, you probably don't know how to process that.
Right.
But if you're in a community of men who are showing those emotions, who are working through those things, who are showing that level of vulnerability, it's less likely for you to have that opposition to it.
And do you find that the fact that we weren't doing it before, it's contributing to how our men today are reacting? Are we failing our boys by not allowing them to cry or feel or talk about certain things?
Yeah, I think so. I think because of where we're coming from, because of the hard macho men don't express emotions, don't cry, I think that it does have a say, or it plays some part in how our boys are raised now. Yeah. But I think it's turning around. People are realizing that nowadays we definitely need to be sharing more. We need to express our emotions more. You can see it in society, how society is now. That men need to be in tune with themselves mentally, emotionally, and make sure that they can be good citizens.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And you know, men have always been sticking together. There's this thing called what? The bro code?
The bro code. Yeah.
The bro code.
Yeah.
Is that still happening now? And are there any lessons from that code that women can take from?
Well, I think there are parts of the bro code that are toxic.
Very.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, you heard it right here
I
first
concur.
on the
Yeah.
Weekend
Yeah.
Smile.
But
Okay.
as modern men.
Right, as modern men,
definitely.
right.
There are definitely aspects of the bro code that are toxic, but then there's an aspect of that camaraderie and that I'm with you through this.
The loyalty.
Yeah.
The loyalty of having that community. And so this community thing is not a brand new thing, you know. It's just what are the tenets of that community? What are the things that community stands on? And so oftentimes, as I said, the toxicity was a part of that loyalty. And so they were loyal to that negative aspect. And so what we're looking for now with the modern man is to be loyal to good values, to be loyal to being better and expecting better from each other.
Right.
So
right,
the community,
right.
the community of men nowadays, it's more of upliftment, bettering each other. We grow together. We
Yeah.
make sure that everybody's on their P's and Q's because, of course, we have to be good people.
Yeah.
You understand? And we have to be in tune with society, with ourselves, with each other.
Yeah. Traditionally, we've been told, the men have a role, women have a role. Is that something that we, or you, the modern men, are still holding to?
Again, it really depends
Right.
on the relationship that you have. If it is that you and your partner decides that, okay, the woman, she's going to take care of the house, she's going to cook, clean, wash, then that is it. If it is that the guy wants to take part in that, that's fine. For me personally, I make sure that I help out around the house. Nobody's a maid. My wife isn't a maid. You understand?
Can we just
Yes.
have a little moment for DJ Power? I think you need to take that little thing we said a while ago and put it into a whole briefing.
Right.
I'll think
You
about
understand?
it.
Say it again though, for good measure. Say it again. How it go?
So my partner, my wife,
Yes.
she's not a maid. I wear clothes, I eat, I drink, so I need to make sure that the house is clean as well, that the dishes are done, that I cook as well. I can't expect her to be cooking every day, especially with 2 children, and she does have a job.
And that too ties in nicely with gender equality as well, something that we have been pushing as women a lot. But do you find that men also have to take responsibility too in helping to drive that message forward? Because we talk about it as women. So we want the guys to be able to back us up and say, yeah, they do deserve just as much as we do.
Yeah, man, for sure. And I think some amount of fear of being hit back against is stopping some of the guys from saying, yeah, man, woman time as well, make we share the winnings and everything. But men do play that role. They need to play that role in making sure that women do have that space as well where they can be on the same level as us men.
So there's not a one leader then, that's
No,
what you're saying.
no,
There's
no.
a one leader of the pack. There is...
There is, I'd say there is, you have the CEO and you have the vice president. I'd say there is the CEO.
And
But
who's the CFO?
The CFO. Usually, wife would make sure that the
right.
books are in order. But I think that, collaboratively, it should be a team effort. Going forward, any decision should be a team effort.
Good answer. Good answer. Good answer.
Thank you.
Good answer.
Thank
You
you.
get dinner this evening,
Yeah, man. Only a coming fight.
Oh my gosh. Now let's talk about the children though, in terms of the kind of example now being set for young boys. As you rightly said right now, and young girls as well. Thank you very much, producer. Let's talk about that in terms of the modern man. Also taking along the principles traditionally that worked and applying that now to, being an example for our children, for the next generation. How are we managing to do that? And Kevin has 2 daughters, so
Right. Girl dad.
Yes.
I do. Raman, you want to start? Let me.
Process it, yes.
Yeah.
Well, I interact with kids because I direct choirs sometimes. And so I've directed a few children's choirs. And so what I've seen is oftentimes a big issue that starts from childhood is conflict resolution. And you can see where a lot of the problems could start with how children play and how they resolve those conflicts within themselves. So I think getting to that point where they're working out stuff, shouting at each other and teaching them to say, I'm sorry. Teaching them to say, I was wrong. teaching them to forgive from that stage
Yeah.
will then matriculate up to when they're old and they're better at solving those issues.
Yeah, I love that. I like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think another thing as well is just because of how, you know, deep we're in this device right here, the phones. You know, so the time that we do take to kind of interact, to hear you out from your voice, you know, in front of me, I can see you can see me, is super important, you know? Yeah.
Being a girl dad, does that change how you operate?
Oh,
as being a
definitely,
girl dad?
definitely. I've seen, you know, of course, through social media, I've seen what it is. Not that they're dating now, but I can see what they are growing up into. I have to be very cautious, very careful of how I relate to them, how I relate to their mother, so that I can see how a man should treat a woman. So when they grow up, they can say, no, my daddy did this for mommy. My daddy did this for me. So I have to be very intentional.
Yeah, to help them to set good boundaries.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I have to be very intentional in how I treat them, make sure, you know, I carry them for ice cream if there is, you know, make sure that I'm very gentle with them, not too hard, not too harsh.
Yeah. Wow. Listen, we could have continued this discussion for the entire day, but gentlemen,
Where
again.
did the other guys sign up for classes?
I mean, happy International Men's Day. Congratulations on all that you have been doing and being good examples.
You.
To your daughters, to the people that you actually interact with daily as well, the kids that you teach. And thank you for being here with us this morning.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you so much. Ramon Murray.
Yeah, managing director for Murray Media, Ramon Murray, and founder and CEO, DJ Power Productions, Kevin Sean Hamilton. Stick and stay, soon come back.